office, and I met Dick Griffey and Don Cornelius. Dick later became my partner, and we became very, very good friends. But as I met Dick and we started talking about Africa, he was a liberation fighter. A lot of people don't know this. Dick Griffey was the guy that coined the phrase African American. And he told Jesse, from now on, we're not black. The word black is dirty. Look at the dictionary. You can't call anybody black. That's not nice. White and Mexican Americans. How come you say we are black? Black is not a nation. Black is not a continent. What does it mean? He coined that phrase African Americans. And from that day, Jesse Jackson, as the presidential candidate, changed the word black to African Americans. So Dick Griffey was responsible for that. But Dick Griffey had talent. His talent was discover people. Because your topic today is impact your world. And like I said, if nobody impacted my world, I certainly can't impact somebody's world. There's always a story. So Dick Griffey and Don Cornelius discovered a little kid, Jeffrey Daniels. And they said, Jeffrey, you're a great dancer. You're one of the best there ever is. And I'm going to put you in a group called Shalimar. And I'm going to write you great songs. And Jeffrey, stand up to recognize. So, put them together, had a group called Shalimar. And Jeffrey became amazing. I remember when I brought them to Nigeria, and he did it here and did it abroad, they would switch off the lights, and he would dance, and have a flashlight on his feet. And people came up to me and said, how was he moving? It's amazing, it's not real. Does he have tires under his shoes? That's how great he was, and that's how great he is. But Dick Griffey and Don Cornelius impacted his world. He set up a group called Shalimar, made millions of dollars, sold millions of albums across the world. He now became an icon. Now he's about to impact somebody's world, Michael Jackson. Jeffrey now hooked up with me, taught Michael. Very fond of Jeffrey, and asked him to choreograph two of his videos, Bad and Smooth Criminal. If you look at the video Bad, you'll see Jeffrey dancing in the video Bad and Smooth Criminal. And so, I guess they like this song. So, remember what I kept talking about. Somebody impacted my world. Somebody impacted Jeffrey Daniels' world. He impacted Michael Jackson's world. Jesse Jackson impacted my world. Muhammad Ali impacted my world. James Brown and Chief Awolowo. And so, years go by. The world changes. We have military government, democracy, back to military government, people being shot at the beach. Things change, but Nigeria doesn't change. We remain the same. You know, we have a lot of talent in our country, but we choose not to use it. We got talent, we have ambition, we have schools, we have leaders, but we choose not to. I give examples so you understand that a little kid in Lagos could pick up the phone in Los Angeles, call the most successful American of all time, become his friend in 5 minutes, hook up with Jeffrey, Michael Jackson, and the others, and do something with my life. And not drink, get on drugs, or smoke, or lose focus of who I really am. But when I came back home, I expected Nigeria to change, but I was wrong. And I give you two examples. In the history of Nigeria, we've always had the ministers of transport and the commissioners of transport. And their job is to make sure we have a transportation policy that works. And it's very important to have a transportation policy that works, because you need to get around. But what they do, you ask the minister and the commissioner to develop a transport policy for Nigerians, They tell you the best way to have a transport policy is to buy tricycles for our people. The tricycle was developed 150 years ago in India. The Nigerian helped develop the most efficient car known to man called the Volt a gallon. 230 miles a gallon. The most efficient automobile in the world. And yet our commissioners think, now, if you have political office and you have the resources, if I can work hard as a private citizen to be successful with no money, begging the banks all the time to loan money to an industry they don't know nothing about, and you have a budget, you have intelligence, you care about your people, why on earth would you provide a tricycle or a motorcycle as a means of transportation? There are electric cars, there are Priuses that can do 60 miles a gallon, that is battery and gasoline. They have diesel automobiles, there are electric trains, there are monorails, but we go back in time because we have no respect for our people. And then we come to sports. At the All Africa Games, we got disabled athletes to compete in a competition, that event. And what bothers me is, so we won, yes, we won, nice. But you don't develop sports by cheating. If you don't clean up your act, you don't go to the World Cup by paying a referee to make sure you score one goal and you qualify and get knocked out in the stages. You don't solve sports problems that way. You don't solve sporting problems by getting involved in voodoo. I met the supporters club the other day, and I said to them, how do you win matches? Well, they said, well, we have our plans. I said, well, what kind of plans do you have? He said, well, we do some voodoo. I said, how does it work? He said, we get the guys and we do some chants and, we have a little conversation and we make sure, we win the game. And I said, if the other guy comes into town, what do you do? Well, we put them in a lousy hotel, get beaten by mosquitoes, making sure they're weak before the match. That is how you win a football match. The point I'm making is, we have fundamental problems. And there's no point in us just talking about it. Let us take principled position and say to ourselves, we want to make change. Change is here, change is real, and change is now. The choice is yours. You have a chance in this political environment to take power. Politicians who do not give you what you want as they seek political office, vote them out of office. Politicians who support your position, vote them into office. Say it loud, you can make it. Say it loud, you are here because you did not come into this world to be slaves of the political structure whose claim to power is how they can manipulate the election. You can be somebody if you choose to be somebody. My life has been hard and rough. It is rough because when I got into this business, bankers did not understand what entertainment was all about. How could they? Bankers that used to selling rice and cement, buying and selling, how could they understand the creative mind? They don't. I don't blame them. There's no school that teaches you how to fund money to Bill Gates or Donald Trump. It's difficult, but you must understand it's an industry that employs millions of Nigerians. Nollywood is the third largest industry in the world today.